Yo guys, what is going on? It is Invin here, and today what I'm bringing to you guys is a video on the best trophies that you can get your hands on, or indeed upgrade, ahead of the New World Mutations update, which we are expecting to see within the next couple of weeks. Now, obviously when we get more information on that, I'll bring you guys an update, but what I'm going to be talking about today is of course the best ones, why they're going to be good, and some that you need to be upgrading if you haven't already done so that are going to be super useful once this update drops. Now, if you are new to the channel, please do make sure that you do go down below, drop a subscribe with the notification bells on, as I do upload every single day with brand new New World content, and I'm pushing very close to 13,000 subscribers, so if you guys could help me with that, that would be much appreciated. And without further ado guys, let's jump into this one. So, first things first, let's have a look at the trophies that I actually have up myself. As you guys will be able to see here in the bottom right corner, I've got my Angry Earth trophies up and going. I've got 2 of those in because I haven't actually switched those around yet. That was from my Genesis and Arena runs that I've been doing. But you'll notice things like I do have my major weaponsmithing crafting trophies up in all of them. That's because I've just been doing some crafting. And ones that tend to stay pretty static for me are things like my luck trophies. Now you'll notice those are only tier 3 for me. That's because the expense of the tier 4 and 5 components on my server is pretty high, and I've not been lucky enough to get the drops yet. But of course, that is going to be something that's really good. You probably are going to want to upgrade that. Luck isn't going to play a massive factor in these mutated expeditions, but in terms of getting your hands on some of the materials that you'll need to be crafting more and more of these level 600, or gear score 600, I should say, items, then having luck gear on is going to help you towards funding that. Of course, Asmodeum and things like that is through gathering materials, so straight global luck like that doesn't really affect it all that much, but basically what you're going to want to have there is the luck to get other items that maybe you've already got. For example, you know, like if I get some of the weaponsmithing at tier 4 upgrades, I've already got all 3 trophies at tier 4, so I could then easily sell those on for a good bit of profit and put that towards getting some more gear, etc. So luck is going to be always a good thing to have. Now, some things that are going to be really important is going to be getting yourself some of these major, or at least the second tier of the trophies in the gathering professions. Now, the reason for this is going to be that, of course, the materials required to craft the mutation keys, you're going to want to be gathering those because they're going to be pretty expensive, I would imagine, when this update does drop. But not only that, it's going to give you access to more trade skill aptitude containers, and again, in turn, these can then give you specifically from the crafting and refining ones, but also from some of the gathering ones as well. You do have the chance of getting some of those tier 5 raw materials, and in the crafting and refining, you do have the chance at the Asmodeum and the runic leather and all of those other daily craftable items, which you can only max out at your daily craft limit usually. So getting a little bit of excess there that's not through the trading post is going to be really good. Lots of people are going to be trying to do the gathering for that reason, in order to roll that top tier gear. So if you are able to then go ahead and grab yourself some of the materials, such as the Tolvium, Cinnabar, all the stuff that goes into it, these gathering trophies, for example, are going to be really good. So for example, the luck one here, this grants a large bonus when using a logging axe in the wilderness. Basically, that's going to help you if you're going to be doing logging. Obviously, you're going to swap it out for mining, skinning, and then also harvesting as well, so you've got all bases covered. I wouldn't necessarily focus on going for the major ones if they're very expensive on your server, but as you can see right now on mine, they're only about 5,000 if you want to buy a pre-made one. If you want to make your own, the pure resin actually isn't too expensive at all. It's only 800, so if you have got the capabilities, or a friend or company member that has got the capabilities, that is where you want to be putting your money right now, making some of those trophies so that when you do inevitably go on that gathering grind, it is just a little bit easier for you. Now, the next thing that we're going to touch on here is the Angry Earth combat trophies. You'll see right now we've got no major ones on my server, but we are able to see the basic ones there, and these are going to be really good, even if you just get the first tier if you haven't got them, and especially up to that second tier, to the basics. These are going to help you out massively, particularly with the mutations. Obviously, by now, a lot of you guys will know, but for those of you that don't, the mutated expeditions are going to be Dynasty Shipyard, Garden of Genesis, and, of course, Lazarus Instrumentality. So the mob types that are in that are the Angry Earth in Genesis, you've got the Corrupted in Dynasty Shipyard, and you've got the Ancients in Lazarus Instrumentality. So getting the relevant combat trophies respective of each of those is going to be super useful. and it's going to put you on the upper foot again. Just these little tiny nuanced things that you can do, such as swapping out your trophies to give yourself a little bit of damage, alongside yesterday's video where I talked about some of the crafting mods that you might want on your weapons and such. It's going to put you just a little step ahead and have more chance of progressing further in those mutations more quickly, so that you can actually start to earn your umbral shards and get yourself worked up in that umbral system, which is going to be, I'm guessing, most people's main aim if you are at that end game point. So along with that, fairly similar to the first point I made, but just touching on more of a money perspective type of thing, you can see that the major weaponsmithing crafting trophies right here are selling for just shy of 10,000 gold on my server. What you can do though as well is, if we go down here and look at the Forge Master's notes, which is the equivalent material you need to craft these, you can see these are selling at 1,000 each. So if you're really up to date with the prices on your server, one thing you could do, which is not strictly the trophy itself, but is buy up some of these legendary materials. So for me, I know that's about 200 coins cheaper than it has been. You can see up here they're up to 1,200, only 5 trades down. So these have dropped in price dramatically at the moment because most people had a rush after the aptitude containers came out, and now they're falling off a little bit. But once this update does come out, people are trying to get their expertise up to the new 600, which you can do through crafting, or they're trying to hit those best in slots more often, so they're wanting to craft their own stuff, or more players are going to want to be crafting. It could be worth it. Do bear in mind though, like I said, there was a rush when trade skill aptitude containers came out, so 9 times out of 10 most of the active players will already have a lot of their materials. So if you do get these as drops, obviously save them until afterwards, try and sell them for a better price. Don't go out your way to buy them, but if they are massively cheap, or someone puts this up for maybe 500 coins, then I'm definitely going to grab it because I know I can get at least double back. So just bear it in mind. If you're someone that doesn't watch the market a lot, probably don't do that as much, just wait for the drops. But if you do get any drops, I would recommend holding them until after the update as well, as again, there's going to be a big splurge of players trying to get hold of these materials to craft their endgame trophies. Now again, a couple of my favourite ones at the moment is going to be your major cooking crafting trophies, as you're going to probably want a lot of your stat boosting foods. Probably even just some things like your hearty meals are going to be useful in these expeditions, particularly the mutated ones, and of course in all variations of PvE and such as normal. And when these updates do come out, we generally get a pretty decent influx of players, so if you do get on top of some of your consumables, they should sell pretty well. But with these trophies already in your back pocket, you can at least make them for yourself, your friends and your company mates, and if the prices do start to rise, you can make a good profit. And the other one then is obviously the Arcana trophy. Again, if you can get the major one, by all means, while the prices are fairly standard at the moment, at least on my server, see what they're like on yours again. But if they're fairly cheap, fairly standard, get yourself the Arcana trophies as well for things like infused potions. You're going to be looking at things like your coatings for the weapons, and all of these things are going to sell. So if you're able to get your hands on some of these for a cheap price, you may as well get on those as well, because consumables are going to be a major thing with this update as well. So guys, that is pretty much going to be it for this quick update about trophies. Just wanted to bring you guys a video updating you on my thoughts and feelings on what some of the best ones are. If you guys have got any tips or advice down below for other players as well on trophies you like to have, or things you've been stocking up from in relation to the trophy system, please do drop it down below in the comments as well. I'd love to hear from you guys. Other than that, like I said at the beginning, if you are new to the channel, please do make sure that you drop in a subscribe to the channel down below. I do upload brand new content every single day to the channel here, and I would love to have you guys as part of my channel community. Also, if you have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to leave me a like down below as well, as it really does help to support me and my content here on the channel. And other than that, guys, as always, thank you very much for watching, thank you for your time, and I will catch you again tomorrow with a brand new upload. Take care, guys, and peace.